Hello, guys, and you're welcome to our number one love talk show, the Biblical Lovetalk Show. And on today's episode, we are going to look at finding the rightful partner, how to find a rightful partner. And so, we just want you to stay tuned and then follow us and do well to subscribe to this channel on YouTube at the Biblical Love Talk Show and on Facebook, the same Biblical Love Talk Show. You can go and follow us on our page, and anytime we upload a video, you'll be the first person to see. So, you are welcome to today's episode. And as a young Christian girl or lady and a man who has come to the age of marriage, especially a place where your parents are putting pressure on you to get married, if you don't take time, you end up getting married to the one you have not planned for. And so that's why this discussion today is very important. And we would wish that you just don't listen, but you take it seriously and it will help your life. Marriage is not a child's play, it's not something you take it for granted. And so I am here with my wife, and we are going to take you through this. Yeah, so just stay tuned.
Yeah.
So the number one thing we want to say, if you are finding a rightful partner, is first of all, seek the face of God and trust Him as a Christian.
Yeah.
The number one thing is to seek the face of God. We don't marry outside the church. We don't marry outside the plans or the will of God. So you cannot go ahead and marry without what? Seeking the face of God and trusting in God.
Okay.
So our number one advice is that before you get married, pray to God. Ask Him to lead you the way into finding the rightful partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God answered prayers of His children.
Good.
Just make a sincere prayer to God to lead you to the rightful partner, and God will do it.
Yeah.
Just have faith, and God will do it.
Yeah.
Because getting married is good, but if you don't marry the
The
right
right person.
partner, I don't think you would go far.
Yeah.
It will even end up being your death trap. You might not know. So
Good.
you need to actually seek the face of God.
Yeah. And like we are saying, it's not just for those who are yet preparing to be in a relationship. I know maybe the viewers out there, you might have been in a relationship, probably you didn't pray to God, you just saw the woman you like and went ahead. It's still not late.
Yeah.
You can still ask God if she's the right person for you, and make sure you listen to the voice of God before you make a final decision.
There was I had a friend who once said, we're talking about this finding the right person. You have to hear from God and things like that. I was like, there are so many people, even some are men of God, who said they never heard from God that this is my husband or this is my wife. And I said, oh, it might not be a prophetic word to tell you you are with the rightful person, but within your heart, you have the Holy Spirit, who is the best teacher. He will convict you. If this person is the right person, you will feel it within your heart. You don't need a man of God or prophet to tell you your husband is not good, or this is not your wife, or this is not your husband. That's not what it means for you to hear from hear from God. Hearing from God is within your heart. It can come from a man of God, fine, but it can also come within you. If you are with someone, you know that this person is good. You will know, no matter how they pretend, God will, if he's not meant for you, God will surely deliver you.
I think the prophet should only confirm for you, but not to choose for you.
It's also good.
The
You
prophet
can
only confirm for you, in the sense that I've prayed to God and I've seen a lady and I'm convicted maybe she'll be a good wife to me.
Okay.
And then you are dating the woman, you can only ask the prophet to help you in prayers. Okay. And the prophet can only what?
Is it only a prophet, like a pastor?
No, like a pastor, a prophet, or any other person.
Okay.
They can only advise you, but they can't make the decision for you, because I've seen instances where prophets will just say, leave first, he's not for you, or leave him, he's not for you. Yeah, it can be true, but most instances it might not be true. Who is the rightful partner as a Christian? Once the person, you are comfortable with the person, once the person loves God just like you love God, and the person is genuine and can be trusted, and the person believes in you just as much as you believe in the person, you are good to go. You are good to go. Number two, once you are praying and trusting in God, we want to advise that you develop yourself and live right.
Very important.
Develop yourself. If you are a student, keep studying. Get your degree, get your master's, and if you can get your PhD,
don't rush into marriage.
Don't rush into marriage. Get a job, because marriage is not a child play. It's not a child's play.
It's not for boys and girls.
It's not for boys and girls. You are going to take care of somebody's daughter. Call your wife, and very soon children will be coming.
You become a role model.
You become a role model. You become a father. You will have responsibility, and you will become a mother. On the part of the lady. So once you are waiting on God, keep doing what you love doing best. If you are not a student and you are having business, keep developing that business, keep investing, keep doing what you like to do best. Make enough money. And when the rightful person comes, you can be able. Because most people have problems in their marriages today. It's because there's no money to keep the home.
And the rich are always attracted to the rich. Do you know that?
Good. And the rich is 1 out of 10 that you see a rich man will get married to a poor man. And that's even the men.
Yes.
And that's even the men. As for a rich man, he can marry a poor lady. But for a poor lady to marry for a rich lady to get married to a poor guy,
it's hard.
It's hard to find.
Don't say you are looking for a man that has everything, the house, the money, the cars, and everything like that before you move. You can also own a house. You can also buy a car for yourself.
Okay.
Be financially stable, like develop yourself.
Because the Bible says the woman is a helpmeet to the man.
Yeah.
So imagine the man finally comes to marry you, and then you are complimenting him. The businesses he's doing, the projects he's undertaking, and you are there to support. You see that you'll be able to achieve so many things for your children.
And as a guy too.
Yeah, and as a
not
guy.
Only for the lady as a young guy.
That brings us to another important thing we want to talk about. And this one, I don't know, I want to advise my brothers. Don't over spiritualize everything. Don't over spiritualize everything. You are looking for a woman to marry, or you are looking for a husband to marry, and all you look out for is she should be audacious. Someone who can pray 5 hours non-stop. A woman who can pray 5 hours non-stop. A man who can pray 5 hours non-stop. A woman who can see visions, or a man who can see visions is good. It's not bad. Prayer machine guns is is good. But the fact of the matter is that you are not coming to build a church. When you are going to build a church, that's when you need spirit.
Marriage is a different ministry.
Marriage is a different ministry.
In itself.
Character is very important when it comes to marriage.
Yeah.
And so when you concentrate on the spiritual aspect without looking at the character of the person, then you get home and the person can pray and come and insult you. The person can pray and come and abuse you. You will cry.
There's a statement I heard from one man of God who said, if you shouldn't marry a man because he's a pastor, like he's doing the work of God. Don't worry, he's worshiping, he's called by God. He can go and have his fellowship with God and come and he's a bad husband to you at home. Do you get it? Good. So, and our ladies too, I want to see there are some ladies that a guy will want to approach you, and because you see that he's living some kind of wayward life, I'm not saying if the person just come, you accept. But you can for this example, Bishop Ejinasari and the wife, he gave an instance like his past life where he used to smoke. He was a very stubborn guy. It was through the woman he got converted to become a Christian. And these things are still happening today. Of course. So I'm not saying if the person is not living according to Christian standard, you should when he can just accept relationship with you. To be hard to change or to be hard to convert. I think
you can even help the person come out of his challenges, and even if it's not compatible with you.
Yes,
it's good enough.
Sometimes there are good people there are people who find themselves in some situations based on their caliber of people they move with. So due to that, they are influenced to live some kind of lifestyle. It doesn't make them look like become bad people. So don't be too oja. You're just looking for someone who is prayerful. A guy will approach you and you snub them, you talk to them, they are worldly people, carrying dreadlocks, and then you despise them. You're looking for the devil in his nice clothing.
The funny thing is that you don't know the one God is bringing into your life. Yes. And the person doesn't have to be an angel. Yeah. Probably God sees that when he brings this person into your life, you'll be able to change the person. Sometimes marriage is not just about the happiness, but it's ability to change somebody.
But we are not saying you should marry and change the person.
Good.
We are talking about
Don't just say, okay, I want to marry and change this person. But we are talking about instances where you end up with someone probably who has some weaknesses. Yes. Probably God has placed that person in your life to play a role. I remember there's this prophet in the Bible who was praying for a marriage, and God said, when you come out and you walk on the road, the first person you are going to meet will be your wife. And he met a prostitute, and he went ahead and married the person. So sometimes when we are over spiritualizing everything, we might end up getting married to the wrong person. Yeah, relax yourself. Allow God to take the decision for you.
Yes. Yeah. There are some men of God who will be like upcoming men of God. Like some of my friends, they'll be like, they are in church, the caliber of person
or
they
those
are,
who
they
are
can't
going
move with.
have the hope that they will enter into ministry, that
Yes.
young men of God who are coming up
You are looking for a woman who
can
is either
support you.
singing
Church or can pray.
or is doing something in the church.
Good.
Don't deceive
The funny
yourself.
thing is that you are the one who has been called.
Yes.
Maybe your wife might not be called. Once a woman is a Christian, everyone has a gift. You might not have the fivefold ministry gift, but you can have a part you can play in the ministry of your husband. That brings us to our fourth point. Yes. You also have to look out for compatibility and appearance. Compatibility and appearance. Yes, you can't just marry anybody. And because we are children of God, don't see that the physical appearance doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
This is one of the challenges a lot are going through. Oh, if you want your curvy
Coca-Cola
shape,
go for
Fanta shape, mod. Please look for the person. Look for the person. I think someone asked Reverend Isutanaba a particular question. Okay. He said, if a prophet of God says that sister so and so is your future wife, okay, and you meet with the lady, and she doesn't meet the type of woman you want, okay, her height is not the type of, that's not what you want, the shape, the skin color doesn't match what you are looking for in a woman, what should you do? Should you go ahead and marry the woman because the prophet of God has prophesied? And Reverend Yusuf answered in a very hilarious way. He said, tell the prophet to go and marry the person. Once the person did not meet what you want in a woman, it is a no. Irrespective of the fact that a prophet has said that's your woman.
Even if my pastor says I should marry the person.
Even if your pastor says you should marry the person and she doesn't meet the kind of person you are looking for in a husband, it is a no. It is a no. It is a no. Tell the person no. Yeah. Because it's the same thing as your parents bringing a woman to you to marry. Because they are your parents, they want you to marry the person because they have recommended to you. Kind of family friendship, maybe they have been friends and they have already planned each other that their daughter and their son will marry each other. You grow and you realize they are not compatible. Don't succumb to that because you are the one who's going to live with the person, not your parents.
And doesn't mean you are worldly. If you are looking for a fair lady, don't go and marry a dark woman. And then you will see them fair lady person and you are committing adultery,
lasting after the person. Yes. You'll be sinning against God. And number two, you'll be living in bondage for the rest of your life. Yes. Because anytime you step out and see your dream woman, and meanwhile you do not end up with them, you'll be frolicking with the person.
This is not to say that those looking for the physical appearance to suit what they want is their carnal or their worldly. Like no. If there are people that are like, I just want someone I'll be happy with, no matter whether you're looking good or not, I'm okay. So far as I have that peace of mind to go with, fine. But there are other people who are like, I want a tall man. If you want a tall man, go for a tall man.
Go for the tall man.
If you want a short lady, go for the short lady. Don't go and marry and then tomorrow you are tempted to be looking outside the window.
Because these are some of the things that leads to cheating in marriages and stuff.
You feel like, am I going to spend the rest of my life with this person? This is not the type of woman or man I ever wanted. But I finally found myself with this person. Good. So find what you like. Okay. It's not worldly, it's not carnality. Just for if you want a fair lady, go for a fair lady.
That brings us to our last point. And on this, we are saying that consider the character of the person.
Yeah,
consider character. Character is very important. There's a popular statement that says that your beauty or your handsomeness will get you a husband or a wife, but it is the character that will maintain that home or that marriage. When you are into marriage, the beauty is not what will sustain the marriage. Sure. It is the character. Imagine you marry a man and then anytime you're in the house and you know it is time for my husband to come home from work, your heart starts beating because you know you're going to receive insult. Anything you do, he doesn't appreciate it. Or you marry a wife who will not give you peace of mind to sleep. Every now and then it is nagging and grumbling and whatever. She doesn't appreciate. You try your best, but she's not seeing it. Every day she's insulting you and certain examples, Mr. So-so and so-so husband is doing this and he's doing that.
Go and
marry them. Are you getting it? So that's why people are going through depression, pain, and abuse in their homes because they just consider the physical appearance of the person, the curvy nature of the person, the handsomeness of the guy, or the packet of the person. You know, there are some ladies, the moment they see the man is driving a car, he has his own house,
Yeah,
a young gentleman, very successful. Oh, they don't even care about the character of the person.
There was a guy they interviewed.
Okay.
They interviewed that. Would you like to take a lady who is beautiful and has the body and everything home, and someone who is not having it and is respectful, but the beautiful one with everything like that doesn't respect?
Okay.
The guy answered and said you go for the one with the physical thing that suits what he wants, because at the end of the day, the one who respect doesn't, he will marry the person and still go and cheat outside.
Good. Good.
So
in that, the character is very important.
it's very important.
Very, very important, because you like I said earlier, are going to live with character. Are you getting it? Beauty will fade, shape will collapse. Right now, when I look at my mother, I'm if I look at my mother today, I see the old age, the skin is wrinkling, and every day in and out, her beauty is reducing. She's growing old. And so at that time, the beauty you once saw and you were attracted to the lady is not what will make you happy now, but it is the character. It is the character, and that's the problem, especially our young ladies. You just jump into a man and you are, what is the name of this word? Obsessed. You are so obsessed about this person to the point that you don't even care about the character. So let us consider the character. So, like we said, this is just part one.
Okay.
And we'll come up with a part two of finding the rightful person. Okay. But I know that this is going to help you. We have come to the end of the part one of finding the rightful person. Okay. And I believe this video is going to be helpful to you. And so what I want to add is this: even if God says that Michael, that's my name, is going to be your husband, or sister Abigail or Grace is going to be your wife, the fact that God has mentioned that that's your wife doesn't mean you're going to be happy ever after the marriage. No, you will face challenges.
You have your ups and downs.
You will have your ups and downs. Yeah. And so the advice is that you will have to learn to forgive each other. You have to learn to accommodate one another. You have to learn to sacrifice for one another, forgive one another. And the Bible, people always say that marriage is a union between two forgivers. Two forgivers. So before you enter into the marriage, forgive the person already before you marry the person, because you are not getting married to an angel. Apostle Joseph Suleiman said, even if you marry an angel, he will be so busy with the work of God that he won't get time for you and you have problem. So please, marriage is a work. As you marry, work on each other. Yeah. God bless you and stay blessed. Bye-bye.